Hey, welcome back to the Nets. Unbiased views, they're fast, they're furious. Topic for today, day three, yet another Saturday and yet another massive debacle for India. With me is Harsh. Hi, Harsh. Welcome back.
Hey man, I told you yesterday before we signed off, it's
Yeah,
the
I don't
Saturday
know
that worries
this
me.
with the first sessions on Saturdays for us. I have no idea what, but I mean, if it was to me, I would absolutely dedicate this shambles to Pujara. Pujara for me is doing more loss to the Indian team than anything else. He's just standing there. So look at it. He played 180 odd balls for 50 runs. That is, you're playing 30 balls off a new ball, of a ball that lasts 80, a ball which is supposed to last for 80 overs. You're using 30 of it and returning it with just 50 runs. That for me is unacceptable.
Dude, for
That
me, like to be really honest, Pujara needs to get out. Pujara
abs-
needs to make way for something who will be in the game for a longer run. That's number one. Number two would be, see, you need someone to be in there, right? But at the same time, let the strike rotate. And the way he got out was not accepted. He's been doing that since so long, just to give that away on the nick. It's just wrong.
and this time around, I would say yes, maybe the ball that he received was probably the best ball of the second innings. So his dismissal, I would say that okay, the way he got out was understandable because the ball was, it was a peach of a delivery, but it was just that for some reason we all knew that now Pujara is just about it's about time Pujara goes as well, and boom, he went. And especially at a time when we had seen runouts happening, we had seen he was on the other end, and he had seen big wickets fall around him. It was about that time where he resets himself and starts. Actually, that was the time when he should have actually held fort. Before that, even if you think about 150 odd balls, which he were dot balls, zeros, even if he had converted 50 of those into runs, 50 singles, that would have made a massive difference. And it's not just about
Yeah,
the 50 singles that he does. With the 50 singles, he's building a partnership, which means it's pushing the opposition on the back foot, which means they go from an attacking field to a defensive field. Right now, he's expecting to stay there for 300 balls a day, and he's expecting to not play anything. You're bound to get a good ball once in a while in those 300.
so the
Even on
good
the
balls
dead,
will come, right? So the thing here is the good balls are bound to come because that's the nature of the game. You get
right?
boxed out at one time, but the point is not to have that and just knock it around for a couple of runs here and there. So
Absolutely.
the the way that Dravid did was just phenomenal. Just have a couple of runs here and there and just ease the pressure out from your end and the other guy's end. The
I
guy who's
said
at
it
the
back.
other end.
I said it back in the day, and I say it again. Pujara is not even fit to lace Dravid's boots. He was be compared with Dravid back in the day, and he was said that he is, Dravid's successor to the
Proto
number three
G.
slot. He is not fit enough to lace Dravid's boots. He's not. Dravid was on a different planet altogether. Dravid has to be among the top three Indian batsmen ever to have played Test cricket. Ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. But the thing is, the comparison comes into place when he's at number three. So if you are saying tomorrow Rohit Sharma will be compared with a Sehwag, your Rohit Sharma bats on a different planet. So that's the same thing, right? You will be compared with someone because the greats of the game have played at that point and that
True.
place. So
So for me, right now, the only way we can probably think about, making getting anything out of this game is first of all we have to get them knocked out. We cannot have a target of over 300, which means that we have to get the team out in another 80 runs tops. Even with the target of 300, for somebody to chase a 300 on a dead track, you
on a fourth
expect
day, on a fourth day is
you would expect somebody like Rohit Sharma to put his hands up. If Rohit Sharma manages to do what he does in limited overs game, you can chase down any target. But I feel that it's not that I would say that the game is completely gone out of hands yet, because the pitch is
Hmm.
not as dead. Yes, the one off ball lays low, but I feel that if if Rohit Sharma can do what he does, I am not expecting anything from Rahane, Vihari, or Pujara for that matter. They
Or
are
even
useless.
Pant for that matter.
Who?
Pant is
Pant,
to
yeah.
out. Pant is out. Is Pant
Pant
playing
is,
or we don't know?
we don't know yet. So Pant and Jadeja both are, it's a suspense right now.
Hmm.
So
There's been no clarification on that as
no
of
clarity.
now, is it?
They have been gone out for scans. Then the big thing that happened was all of a sudden the racial allegations that we put up. ICC, we filed BCCI filed a complaint to the ICC with the racial allegations that happened for four players fielding on the boundaries.
But
So
that's just the fans, though. In you, I don't. So my opinion to this is very clear. I'm not biased towards it. People will do shit to have that imbalance, and if it's Bumrah or someone on the top of his game, so how many times at one day you have seen Brett Lee getting slightly, hey, go re, hey, go re. That happens. That's the nature of the game. That's that. You are if Indians criticize about being teased at the boundary, that's the worst thing that an Indian can ever do. Because if you turn the tables around, we sledge the guy wouldn't understand what we were talking, but then we try to have that the other way around too, right?
absolutely, and it's a different topic altogether. Let's see how ICC
Yeah,
does this.
yeah,
Yet
yeah.
again, yesterday, umpiring's call always favors all 50-50 distance, always go 100% in favor of Australia. Umpiring's call has not favored India in this tour at all. So I will be disappointed with if we lose this test. I won't be surprised.
So where I see it from, they have a lead of about what 180-ish now, if I'm mistaken. I
200, 203.
203, right?
Yes.
So
Sorry, 197 runs ahead.
yeah, 197, right? So if they score anything more than 250, that's a win for them because we can't bat out. So they won't leave it at 250, right? They will at least take it to 350 if we don't take them out,
So,
right? So,
and that is the sad part is Bumrah seems absolutely toothless with the new ball. For the
correct.
first new ball, seems a different bowler with the second new ball. So we don't know what is happening. Seni leaks runs, which was always the case. We had already talked about it before. The Seni will leak runs. Siraj seems to be the only possible wicket taker right now,
Mhm.
and Ashwin and
Ashwin,
Jadeja is a massive loss.
that is losing your your fifth bowler when you have like when you're going in with five bowlers who can bowl 20 over 20. So that's a big loss. And so like we said in the last video, he brings in that extra player on the field as well.
Yes, absolutely. And
Do
for me, I think in the second innings, if we can possibly make a change, I would love to see Rohit coming down the order, and that is not because of anything. I just want somebody in the middle order who can take the attack back to the opposition. Right now, we only have Shubman and Rohit who can do that. Vihari, uh, Rahane, and Pujara are all similar type of players. They don't really attack.
See, the thing with Vihari is how much ever we have our opinions towards him, he has scored a century in similar time when we were batting in the practice games, right? The bowling attack was completely different. The bowling attack cannot be compared, but he has a century in the last innings of the game. So taking that into consideration, and that was a pink ball test match, so that was a day and night game. So taking that into consideration, this guy can perform. It's not that he doesn't have in him to perform, right? So it's just that it's about time he has those socks on and he just plays his game and takes his home. So I wouldn't write India off as yet, but it's just that we need minimum of three players to fire.
Absolutely. We need three players to fire, and then the fourth partnership has to be 60 or 70 odd. We
Correct.
cannot just,
Correct.
so I would be happy if somebody like Rohit or, you know, Gill.
Even Gill, you never know. Gill can turn
I
tables
am
and
not to score in the second innings. I just don't have a feeling that Gill will be as effective in the second innings. But I feel Rohit for me will be a different player in the second innings. I feel we can expect something back from Rohit. Just fingers crossed.
yeah. All I'm saying is you never know. You never know with Gill. He can take it back. He can give it back.
Absolutely. I feel that this morning's first session is when Australia might try to start accelerating. They would like to score at least, considering there is little to no rain in the next 2 days. We don't expect a session to get lost. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
No
expect a
problem.
session to get lost, but I have a feeling that we will see a different Rohit Sharma coming in this time around. And yes,
Fingers
if
crossed.
if I choice, I would drop Pujara for the next test. Even if he scores a 50 in the second innings, he is the reason why we are in this trouble.
I don't. I have no words for Pujara.
Yeah.
I don't have any words for Pujara.
And okay, so I do agree that if India does happen to play in London for in Lords at Lords for the finals, we probably might need somebody like Pujara in the batting lineup. But if we are talking about Pujara getting a chance against England and being able to again score a few big hundreds on spinning conditions in India, we don't have Pujara for that. I am pretty sure even if we have KL Rahul doing that, he will be able to score the same runs at a quicker rate and get results for us. So yeah, runs in India do not matter when it comes to Pujara. He was invested in as an overseas, as a priority overseas, and he's not doing it for us. And eventually, I know that after the first test, everybody was talking about how Rahane should be the next captain. For me, it's about
Kohli
time
is
that we
Kohli.
looking beyond Rahane.
But for now, Kohli is Kohli. How much ever
Absolutely. No,
we
and
have spoken about.
reason is beyond Rahane is Rahane. If you look at all of Rahane's records and the hundreds he has scored in matches overseas, he does that where he gets 6 innings and he scores 100,
Correct.
and he pretty much scores like the 30, 40 odd in the next few games, managed to keep his position. I don't think Rahane has taken his game to the next level. For 6 or 7 years that he has been playing test cricket, he hasn't taken it to the next level. So I feel that yes, we have enough firepower in the ranks. We have somebody like Surya Kumar Yadav sitting in the back. We have new faces that might come in. I feel that yes, it's about time we start
For
talking
all,
about.
so a lesser known fact, Surya Kumar Yadav has won us a under 23 World Cup also.
Right.
So Surya Kumar Yadav has done all that he can for the Mumbai team. So I'm not saying he is the next big thing, but I'm saying give him a chance.
Absolutely. And
Give him a chance, you will be
about
surprised.
time we get rid of both the keepers, keep Pant as a backup, and start investing in Ishan Kishan. Start looking at somebody in the middle order who is a left-hander.
I don't know what's the problem with having an alternate keeper.
But so there is again a high possibility of the fourth test from Brisbane. So the cascading effect of fourth test from Brisbane would be if India decides that we don't want to play the fourth test, if we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to play the fourth test because we refuse to go quarantine or go on a quarantine.
Under under lockdown, yeah.
Yeah, so that would mean that India flies back. We lose that test. India flies back, and we play England on time. If we play in Brisbane, the English government has requested a 14-day quarantine period before Indian players start playing with England, which would mean that we have that games get pushed down and the whole itinerary changes for England. So let's see how that goes, and let's see how ICC
So
comes back with the
just help me understand
team.
this. Help me understand this. We refuse to play at Brisbane, right? We
Yes,
come back, so the game is considered to be a loss for India, is it?
yes, it will be considered as a loss unless Australia says that okay, let's just move the Brisbane game to some place in
Sydney,
Sydney, or Melbourne, or Adelaide, or any place else.
interesting. Now that's something that we'll have to look forward to because
Yes,
this game is as good as over. Like
unless
as good.
unless we come back with a miracle like they did
Hmm.
last Test
So
match, last to last match.
so
This game is
before we wrap up, do you what's your take on the runouts that happened?
it. I mean, again, we can if this is happening consistently with us, we cannot even say that it was one bad session. It means that India is so vulnerable overseas that no teams will give up, and they all know that there is one bad session where India can throw it all. So the team. The fun thing about the team from the 90s of Australia was whenever they used to come in, everybody would be so overwhelmed with what they were facing that they would never be in the game. And that fear factor is what defeats the team in the first go. Against this Indian team, we know that the batting is covering over it's paper covering the cracks. We have Kohli who is gone, and now we don't have anyone in the middle order who can actually score as well as defend. So
Correct.
that for me
So
is not a team.
talking about
We have,
one session loss, that's what happened in the World Cup. We just had one bad day, one bad innings with with the New Zealand at the semis. That's pretty much it. One bad day is taken away so many victories from us that that's a concern that we should work on.
absolutely, and we have to look back at what the Kohli Shastri management has done to fix that. So far,
Yeah.
we don't really see much happening, but let's hope this game is not really all gone. I hope that our bowlers step up tomorrow. I
Let's
am
hope
count.
this. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm counting on Saini and Siraj to step up,
Hmm.
and hopefully we see some results.
I just hope it's a brighter Sunday. I just hope. I just hope if at all I get up at 5 in the morning tomorrow, I want it to be a good day. That's pretty
So
much it.
there was also some update on the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. I do
Hmm.
not know. I have not been able to get deeper into this, but it was. I read a news somewhere that Hardik Pandya scored 39 runs in 1 over. I don't know how he did it, but he scored 39 runs in 1 over.
I am clueless. I'm hearing this for the first time.
Yeah, I was
If it's
as well.
Hardik, he's on steroids right now. He can do that.
He can do that, and which makes you sometimes feel that okay, this team can be so much better if we actually have the right players in.
No, but
Too many,
Hardik
many.
without the ball is not the same that he was.
Absolutely
He
agreed.
gets he gets that firepower in the batting.
The way he played in the limited overs series, I would have, if I was Team India and if I was BCCI, I would have held him back along with Natarajan. So we held back Natarajan. We could have also done the same thing with Hardik Pandya. Now our bench strength has three batsmen as backup for Jadeja, and India might have to go with four bowlers again in the next series, in the next test
Yeah,
match. And the replacement we have is Shreyas Iyer,
Kuldeep
Riddhiman
Yadav.
Saha, Prithvi Shah, and Mayank.
We have Kuldeep Yadav, and the other we Kartik Tyagi is the net
Seamer.
bowler, the
Yes.
net bowler in Australia right now.
But okay, Kartik Tyagi has zero test match experience in domestics. So I would definitely go with either Shardul or Natarajan if I have to pick up a choice. And I would personally pick Shardul just because of the batting that he can bring in.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is
absolutely.
a lot better than Saini, Bumrah, and all of them put together.
Oh, dude. The wickets that the tail enders have given today is like a 30-minute
Yeah,
podcast.
but oh well. All right, I guess that's all that we have for today.
Oh, before we go, please hit the like, please subscribe, please give us a shout out wherever you can. Do follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We are there. Please give us a shout out, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will talk tomorrow again, I guess, with some better news, hopefully for Team India. Talk to
Or
you.
a win for us. That's we can take that.
Wishful thinking. Thanks, Ash.
Bye. See
Bye
you
bye.
guys. Take care. Stay safe.